the shareholding, so they are able to expand not only, of course, to this country, but set up a bigger platform and springboard towards the entire European continent. And then to Greece, yes, of course, that's great news. Finally, they have went through all those political debates, and it creates a lot more job opportunities and help to improve the badly needed infrastructure at the port and the connecting ramp. And for the entire China, it's really another very important point over the One Belt One Road for both the sea roads and also the land bridge transportation network. So it is really a win-win situation for many parties in this deal.
And John, something it will be a very important entry point for Chinese investment and goods into Greece and into Europe. So how do you evaluate this deal?
So I think Baocheng gave a really good overview, so I'll just add a little bit. But I think one of the things that needs to be, that is a big positive about this deal is that there's a lot of sensitivity in Europe, despite the continent's need for foreign investment and despite its economic crisis, about rising Chinese investment. And the fact that Costco was able to deal with the rather tumultuous domestic political situation, sensitive labor unions, as well as sentiments on the sort of extreme left in Greece that were opposed to letting any foreign company take a major stake in a national infrastructure asset like this. I think that Costco was able to persist and come up with a deal that seems to work for all parties is a really good sign, and that can be an encouraging signal to other countries in Europe that want more Chinese investment, but that are dealing with some anxieties and worries that these kind of deals can be done in a manner that will bring positive economic benefits. So it could be a deal that opens up more deals elsewhere and also helps to actualize some of the worries about Chinese investment.
And
I concur with Ron that yes, I laid out many of those positive parts, but yes, that's the national sentiment over one important project taken on majority basis by a Chinese firm will also create certain sort of nationalistic sentiment, and the other is a trade union, given that Greek is really they have good reason to maintain a arrogant culture. So, but the good part is that because Costco is not a newcomer at this port, and they have been working along for many years, and also Costco has a huge international experience over the big project corporations, so that may help to mitigate some of the negative impacts that they might face during the entire operation and management.
And Jean-Marc, actually, Greece is still on the hook for billions of US dollars to its creditors' nations throughout the rest of Europe, and also, as Baocheng mentioned, the privatization of state resources is one of the ways Greece plans to pay off its debts, and Costco's takeover was previously viewed as a kind of a threat. So in this case, is there any risks for Costco takeover of this port, or how could Costco actually control the risks?
Yeah, I mean, there are lots of risks, ranging from the political to the issues with the workforce to issues with the local community to business operating risks. But, I mean, I think if it follows through on its promises to invest more and to help Greece fit into China's One Belt One Road plan, which is very important to Greece, is very sensitive to helping to try to create jobs or to create stable jobs, and that doesn't mean that it has to guarantee jobs, then I think that it can deal with a lot of these risks and anxieties that will be occurring from time to time. But the other thing, of course, is what any business should do is you don't put all your eggs in one basket. You make sure that you have you diversify, that you work with partners, You also make sure that you are constantly in communication with stakeholders and give them a reason to work with you to ensure the project's success. So you have to find ways to diversify risk. And I think if Costco does that and draws upon its experience operating all around the globe, it will be fine. But if it isn't sensitive to these kinds of local issues, then it's going to have a hard time.
Another risk lies in the operation, because right now the world commodity price is on a historical low side, and the shipping industry is really suffering a great deal. So whether they are able to mobilize enough freight to feed this port, and also whether they have enough return freight, so that they have less net space. So that's a structural issue that they have to manage, because right now more goods are coming from China and Asia to Europe, and less goods are coming back to Asia and China. So this is a very realistic management issue. And the other is the entire management, because to have one project is it's easy to manage, but really to have a majority ownership, and when you play a sort of dominant role, people's expectations, stakeholders' relationship will have to change. So how Costco will adapt to the new structure. So that's also something that they need to be prepared.
And so, Jean-Marc, after the deal done, how involved will Costco be in the day-to running of the port? Should we expect major change in operations, or will largely remain unchanged?
Yeah, no, I mean, Costco is not new to Greece. I mean, they've been there already for, I think, 4 or 5 years, operating various port concessions already in the same port area. But they are going to be building a new terminal. They are going to be the majority owner. So they do have new operational issues that they'll need to confront. And, Baocheng's right to point out the global shipping situation. I mean, if the economy doesn't take a positive upturn, although I think it will, it still could be slow. I mean, the firm's going to have to be worried about cost controls and efficiency, which is going to make them come into conflict potentially with labor unions and others. So they're going to have a balancing act there to be a good manager and be a good business, while also being socially responsible in a way that creates a good operating environment for them.
That was Dr. Jean-Marc Blanchard, Executive Director of the Mr. and Mrs. S.H. Wang Center for the Study of Multinational Corporations, as well as Liu Baocheng, Professor from the University of International Business and Economics. The demand for baby products bought online in China is expected to boom following the end of the one-child policy. It's been more than 6 months since the new second-child policy was implemented. Liu Yuanhui has more.
Nia Hui, a 37-year-old mother living in Beijing, started going online to buy children's products 8 years ago. Now she gets everything online, from daily necessities like